There are some interesting spikes on our Schumann today. And we're going to get into that a little bit later on what I found out and what that actually is. Because I know a lot of people are like, hey, we're getting a frequency burst, and we are. Our sun is very active right now, and we are peppered with a number of sunspots that are Earth facing. And we are sandwiched between a lot of energy right now. We have Jupiter conjunct Uranus here on the 20th, and we are at the end of Aries season right now. So there is an energy buildup in the atmosphere from that. We also have Mercury retrograde, and it is going direct. So that also has a play in what is coming up. But overall, today is going to be like semi-calm today. So there might be an energy increase later, but for the overall part, your underlying base is going to be okay. Like I said, we are caught in between energy right now. So this is the calm period. This is a time to get your energy and your emotions under control. This is a time to figure out what your blockages are, what your fears are, what challenges you need to overcome. But our moon is going to be shifting into Virgo today. So there's going to be a raise in awareness around the present issues, those blockages that need to just come out, because you need to be balanced in your present reality. And there's a lot of things that need extracted there. And Virgo is the healer. So Virgo wants to fix and heal and repair and nourish you with love. And it wants to take those things out that are holding you back. But those issues will be resolved within time and a little bit more easier, because today we are in the last day of Aries season. So we'll be able to have access that warrior kind of energy and push through those things. So today overall is a really good day for transition, especially yet again on the 20th as Jupiter goes conjunct Uranus. But as we push through a lot of those problems today, expect some internal energy that is going to increase. So that's going to mean you're going to have a lot of concern and you're going to have a lot of anxiety. And this is because you're limiting yourself, because you're anticipating moving forward and pushing through those problems because you don't exactly know what comes after. But it's going to be a good thing. So don't worry about it. Just go with the flow. You need to flow with the energy. The more you restrain yourself away from that, the harder it's going to be for you. So remain calm today. Remain calm, because this could mean really big things for you in the future if you can push past it. But let's get to the sun. Today we were presented with some moderate levels of solar activity, and it's going to continue being moderate until around the 20th. The 20th is a big day. We have one massive region. Actually, it's two regions, but they are stacked right on top of each other, and both are very complex, and both are going to be Earth facing, and both are very active. But we have a very large possibility that these two regions could produce some very strong M-class flares or an X-class flare. Today we are peppered with a plethora of sunspot regions. Yet again, the majority of these regions are going to be Earth directed. Some are slightly in decay, and that is okay, such as 3633 that is heading off of the limit of the sun. Not too much going on this half of our sun. So we are going to focus our main attentions in these regions up here. So let's check out what this group right here is going to look like and what is going to be presented to us in the next following of days. So let's take a look at 3643. This is 3643. It is highly magnetic. It is in beta, and gamma range has went up in size. Now these are the two regions that are stacked on top of each other. Notice the percentage of what we are getting. M-class flares, yet again, 35%. We have X-class flares, 5% from here, and the proton level is also at a 5%. So we could see ourselves slipping into some high solar radiation storms. Actually, they would be low. Within the past 24 hours, this region has gave us 3 radio blackouts. One was the highest, I think the highest one was an M2.2. And this is where our current radio blackouts lie. So we are yet again in this mid region here in the Atlantic ocean. It is going to pulse throughout the day, not too much absorption from here, so we won't feel super effects yet again because it's in the middle yet again of the Atlantic Ocean, although Africa is going to be affected up here. So there will be some communication issues, slight glitches in these areas, maybe some power outages because it is Africa and those regions, they don't have strong grid system. Now let's take a look at the region that is directly above it, 3645. This region is also in beta and gamma range. Basically, this whole region is just one big region. So think of these as many peppered sunspots. That is just one large group. This has went in size as well. Same exact percentages, 5% here for proton levels. We have a slight chance yet again of having S1 solar radiation storms, 5% for that X class flare, and the same percentages for C and M class flares. This is a very big potential region to give us something very large. We are also going to take a look at 3638 right here. It gave us multiple CME. In the southeastern quadrant, we had multiple CMEs exactly around this area of 3638. These CMEs are directed more to the east of the Sun-Earth line. We may see a glancing blow, we may see a weak increase in our solar winds, but this is also a part of those 4 very large sunspot regions. Now let's look at 3639. Now we have some potential regions that may produce some M-class flares, very low chance, but these are the sunspot regions we are going to focus on. 3639, let's go. This region, highly magnetic, beta, gamma, and delta configurations. 35% chance of having M-class flares, 10% chance of having X-class. We do have a delta configuration right in this region right here, so we could expect to see some high activity from 3639 in the coming of days. And note, we also have a 5% chance of having larger proton levels if we do have an Earth-directed coronal mass ejection. Yet again, putting us into those S1 solar radiation storms that can last for a couple of days. We also have a small coronal hole that is Earth-facing right now next to our 4 highly active sunspot regions right next to it, right over here. Our geomagnetic field is a little bit quiet right now. It has died down. We're at KP1 levels, which is very low, around 400 kilometers per second. But we did jump into some very slight active KP5 geomagnetic storm levels yesterday. Our solar winds were weakly enhanced, but yet again waned down. So we are going to see an increase in our solar winds today from the anticipated arrival of the CME that left on the 15th. Which was produced from region 3639. That is highly magnetic and going to be Earth facing. So we are going to have the anticipated arrival of this coronal mass ejection today, which we already saw a spike of. We are entering those levels right now, and they are likely to wane around April 20th. So today we will see a weak enhancements in our solar winds around KP4, KP5 levels. We're around KP1 right now. So we could have some active conditions later today with a G1 geomagnetic storm, which is minor. This is likely today yet again to wane off on the 20th. But we are getting an increase in our M-class flare levels, and due to those specific regions that I have shown you today on our sun. So we are really going to monitor these throughout the day in the next coming of days. So we're getting 99% of our C-class flares, M-class flares 75%, which we are getting 20% probability of having a X-class flare yet again today, tomorrow, and the next day. And our proton level is steady at a 20%, which can give us a slight chance at those S1 minor solar radiation storms over the next 2-day period. Here's our look at our Schumann today. You can see we have a very high spike reaching the power amplitude of 71, raising the frequency and catching up to those emotions that we are spilling out today. This spike kind of came out of nowhere and ended abruptly, but we are getting light here on our Schumann. Now let's check something out. So around the same exact time that we had a spike in our Schumann, we had a storm in our Schumann, which is giving me the result that our Schumann is is actually associated with this large thunderstorm. So it kind of looks like our Schumann is a result of that thunderstorm that was over Tomsk, Russia at the same exact time. And asking all the sensitives out there, did you feel this one? Because I just didn't. So today is that calm day. Today is still an energetic day. Today is a day to ground and explore your emotion. Love ya.